And here, hello everybody. We are here today with our lovely Claudio. Hello, Claudio.
Hello, Claudio.
Hello, Karen. Hello, Mickey. How you guys doing?
Yeah, and we've got Mickey here as well. Mickey's
Yes.
on the sidelines,
On
aren't
the
you,
side,
Mickey? Yeah.
yes, the T-boy.
So it's been a little while since we've had a hangout. Has the
Yeah, it's
has
been
the
a while,
world
at least 6
changed?
months.
Has the world changed a lot since we last spoke, Claudio?
Absolutely.
And I well, the first thing you said to me. So what do you think's going to happen? We don't have to do anything. This whole thing's going to crumble.
It's Babylon. It's a fall of Babylon. Mary steps on the snake on November 27th, so everybody's expected to squash their own ego. It's happening. It's happening.
Oh, the
It's
video
beautiful.
just came on, Claudio. Would you believe that? Or we just leave it going then? So your video, this one's about, it's IU to me, which is also part of Claudio, because that's always on his channel. And is ISIS in the Bible? So,
Right.
one thing I wanted to, because the video I just play, obviously, sorry, the video stopped recording, which is perfect, isn't it, Claudio? But we were talking about spirituality of animals. You know, don't push a fly away. They've got something to tell you. Do you want to explain a little bit about that, though, Claudia? Why you got into that bit of it? Because, you know, with the animals,
Yeah,
they've got
absolutely.
something to say to us.
Absolutely, they do, because there are guides, right? The word anima in Italian or Latin means soul. Animal is just an L at the end of it, right? So they are our soul guides. They guide us. They're trying to get us back to one love. They have been also. Every animal and every insect is trying to give you a sign, try to help guide you back to one love. And it's a beautiful thing. So it's happening. We're going into the age of Aquarius, right? This year is the marker for age of Aquarius. And the exact clock, as you know, April 15th. Revelation 12:1 happened in the sky, and now November 27th, Genesis 3:15 happens in the sky, where Mary steps on the snake, and you can see we showed in a lot of videos, but you can see the image of Mary stepping on the snake in most Christian churches when you walk up to Mary. It was in a small Catholic church, where a buddy of mine who left the visible, and at his funeral, I walked up to Mary to go take a look, and I took pictures, and there she is stepping on a snake with the moon, which is the north node, at her feet. So they showed us that this would happen in this time right now, and we're doing it. It's happening. So we're going from Revelation into Genesis, and Genesis is generation Isis, and that means all beings have to get along, come together, one love umbrella. So yeah, it's important that we understand that we are one.
If you live more without your ego as the dominant thing, I feel you have a much happier life. Everybody that lives like that doesn't question each other. We just get on with each other. Only people with an ego problem question everything. Do you know what I mean? Like,
right.
When you don't have to worry that that's
Exactly.
what's going on,
Yeah.
It's not an ego thing. Everybody gets on. That's what I think.
Exactly that, sister. Exactly that. Yep, and that's what we have to do. We have to realize, but we got to realize that everybody. There's a compassion exercise in Avatar. A friend of mine is an Avatar master, and it says, like me, everyone else is trying to find the truth. Like me, everyone else is trying to surround themselves in love. Like me, so we got to realize that it's just not their time yet, and we have to understand that those that are around us may not be there yet, but they will be. And so we have to have patience and love.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, what they're doing is complete madness. I don't know why, but we've got people, like I did a couple of videos where people are looking identical. They're different people. They're even on the same show. One's very mellow and one's very aggressive. You put the pictures on top. He even looks like Cameron, ex-Prime Minister. They shouldn't look alike at all, but they do. All that is just, it's madness what they're doing. Absolute madness. So,
At the end, yeah, I'm with you, but I can walk down the street and see almost everybody that I walk by. I feel like I know them. I feel like I've seen them before, or they look like somebody that I know. So what your experience, everybody should be experiencing, not just on TV, but everywhere, because we are one. and we all have been in each other's lives in the past. So it's a beautiful thing when you think of it that way, and that we all have to get along.
I had this dream, but I had been on a bus, and I did go to this place called Eastbourne. But what it was is when I had my astrally dream, I saw all their faces. So they must have been in my dream, and those people, I'm in their dream. That's what I thought from that.
Absolutely. That's 100% possible. Absolutely.
I don't think many people realise that we're in a spiritual place. You know, it's a realm, a spiritual realm. It was, excuse me, stop scratching. Right. It was always like that for me, but not everybody lives their life like that, do they? In a spiritual way at all. You know, it's about.
But they will have to.
To me, Claudio, the biggest thing for mankind that you can do is to get to know who you are as a person. Because if you don't know who you are, how can you? Because, you know, someone who doesn't know what they want will change their mind. Oh, I don't know if I want that. Oh, yeah, I'm going to go to that. Oh, I've changed my mind now. But when you know who you are, you don't do those kind of things. You stick to what you say, you be who you are, and so forth. So the best thing to do, because you make different decisions as well when you know who you are. When you don't know who you are, oh, I don't know, I might do. Oh no, I changed my mind.
Well, there's two yous, right? There's the you that you see in the mirror, and there's the you that is your soul that is not you in the mirror. So we're not really the you that we think.
There's who you think you are, who you want to be, and who other people see you are. It's three of you. Because
right. Like there's only one real you, which is there's only one real you that there's only one real you that is made from pure love. The rest is all noise. And that's where we have this revelation that that's the way it is. And I keep telling everybody the cleansings will continue until the morale improves. That's what happens when we get on these cusps, especially changing an age, and now especially changing into the age of Aquarius.
But if they know that's happening, and it's happening whatever they do, why are they doing stuff as well? What's their purpose if the cleansing's going to happen? What, they don't want us to have the cleansing?
Their ego, unfortunately, thinks that they are.
Because the more you wake up, the less ego there is.
Exactly.
That's what I think.
Ego anyway. Is really memories.
Ego, you probably wouldn't get out of bed. So it plays its part. It's just how you use it. But, you know, some people, they're just quite arrogant. They don't even realise that they're arrogant. I mean, Mickey's a little softy, really. He doesn't live his life like that. That's probably why I like him. That's one of the reasons why I like him. Because he's not arrogant. He's a bit silly sometimes, but he's lovely, Mickey. But do you think you're an empath?
I consider myself from love, and I don't label myself that way because I try to stay away from labels.
Yeah, but an empath's a nice thing. An empath just means you're very sensitive to other people. And, you know, like...
Yeah, but it's separating. It causes separation. It causes separation. I'm an empath, and you're a this. I'm a Democrat, and you're a liberal. I'm Australian, and you're American. I like this football team, you like that football team. They're all labels that create separationism. Yeah, but we're all one.
Yeah.
But those are labels. They're like competing
but everything's a label,
statements.
Isn't it? Even the ones that you give to things. I don't mean that rudely, but I'm just saying you give labels to things about. In here it says isolate for that video. You can't help it sometimes. I'm just saying that we should learn to love more, which is part of your thing.
If you watch the videos, ISIS isn't a real body. ISIS is a representation of pure love. So it's not a label, it's a refuge.
But you must see, though,
that
the world is not impure love, is it? It's quite the opposite, really. I mean, there are people who love, people like you just might meet someone and they seem to know so much about you, but you just met them, so they're obviously psychic and whatever. I know you don't like the labels, but they're sensitive and so forth. So there are people just like you, but the majority aren't, though, are they? And they're looking at their phones, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's going through something. Like, I don't put myself above or below anyone, because we're all one and we're all from love. We're tethered to love. So all we got to do is just understand that and just observe on the messages that people are giving us. If somebody's giving me a not good day feeling, then that's mine. That's my karma.
But
it's my direction. It's my
people,
guidance.
like, I'm sure I do it to you sometimes accidentally. I just wind you up and you wind me up, and that just happens. But there's lots of people's where that is all it is, isn't it? You go out, that's all they are. They just want to be wound up. It's why you wound up all the time, when really we should be relaxing.
Right, so I try to, right. So what we have to do is call that we're all trying to grow and learn together, and that we've been in karmic lives together. We've known each other before in previous lives, and we're going to resolve to love.
It is strange on that score, you know, like I've probably got a lot of YouTube friends, you know, like people that come to the channel regularly, recognise them, they've been coming for a long time. But then there come people like you, although I haven't met you, we've been friends for years. And that doesn't happen with everybody else, but it happens with just a few people, doesn't it?
And everybody will be in their life who's karmically attached to their life. So everybody in their life, especially the people that are near and dear to you, there's more to learn from each other. That's why we're together. It's not random. It's not coincidence.
Those ones don't think there's anything to learn at all, do they? Because even if, say we annoy each other with words, because we're a bit different, you and me, but we might think about what each other says afterwards. It sits in your mind a bit and you think about it. And that's the way it is, isn't it? But the other ones, they don't care at all. It's all about them.
Well, if we're seeing that, then it's something we got to learn from.
But on the other hand, though, Claudio, just on this one bit, a few weeks ago, I noticed. Do you know who Diana Dawes is?
Nope.
She's an English actor, but when you put the pictures on top, she's Marilyn Monroe and also Jackie Kennedy, but she was English. When you see pictures of her when she's younger, she looks so like Marilyn. She looks more like Marilyn than Marilyn. Anyway, they're doing that kind of thing to the people where they're playing all these games. Maybe she played them. You know, they just played them at times. There's obviously more than one Marilyn, more than one Jackie Kennedy. There always is, because they have these games. But, you know, what... if you believe in the Roman Empire and the television, there's not much hope for you, is it? Because you're not going to see the problems. So saying to the group, what got you into all this then, Claudio? What got you into this whole thing where you changed and you realised things were a bit more about yourself? When did you start changing?
Guidance.
When did it happen?
Guidance. Guidance.
When did that start happening for you, though?
I'm sorry?
When did that start happening for you?
After my dad passed away. After my dad left the visible, I should say.
Oh, wow.
Because we don't pass. Yep, started getting signs like crazy. And after my mom left the visible, way more signs. And then I just looked to the sky. And I repeated these words came to me from a fellow on YouTube saying, look up to the sun and state the following. I have intentions of bringing heaven on earth. Please grant me the wisdom and the knowledge so I may fulfill my intention. And when I did that, next thing you know, Ken Wheeler videos were popping up. You were popping up, then Matt Jerome and Santos Bonacci, and then that started it, right? And then you have to...
Oh, look, I put in there with Santos... Oh, Claudio, I love you so much. I was put in there with Santos Bonacci. Woo-hoo. Woo-hoo.
No, I'm not putting anybody with anybody.
Oh, I know, but then you popped up.
We're not supposed to idolize anybody.
You popped up as well, Claudio. Claudio, you popped up as well.
What's that?
You popped up as well.
Well, yeah, me spiritually started popping up, absolutely. But it's divine. It's happening in the stars. It's not, again, it's not a competition, anything. Everybody is going to come to realization who we really are. Everybody uses the phrase where spirits having a human experience, but they don't realize what it takes to get out of it. And not what it takes, let me rephrase that. What it feels like to come out of it. And that's cleanses. And that's cleansing the ego. And that's cleansing all the words and the images and the actions that aren't of pure love. And that's upon us. And that's what Mary stepping on the snake represents. So that event happens on November 27th in the sky.
And that's a good day for us all, is it? Oh, that's more cleansing, isn't it? For those that haven't learned.
Yeah, it's not going to all happen at once, but more and more people leading up to it for the last 3 years, because that Eris coming into Aries is a 6-year orb. 3 years have passed, 3 years will go, and then she's home to stay. Mama's home, making sure that our mouth stays clean, our images stay pure, our actions stay pure, and she locks us all in the room and say, don't come out until you're hugging. That's what happens. It's written in the stars, it's written on the Egyptian walls, it's written in the Egyptian texts, and it's written in the Bible.
You do a lot of stuff with astrology, don't you, as well? You do birth charts, don't you?
The Bible. Yeah, and the Bible is an astrology book, right? Can I read you one very important verse? Because
sure, let's make sure there's enough video on it, because we have to change the video. Right, we've got about 7 minutes. Carry on.
Okay. Isaiah 47:13, and even adds up to 60. And if you go to the King James Bible, all right, and you go and you hit Isaiah 47:13. Oh, Isaiah, hang on, I got to spell Isaiah right. It says, "Thou art wearied in the multitude of thy counsels." In other words, everything you're watching everywhere, you're getting weary because the people that are counseling you on what to do. So it says, thou art wearied in the multitude of thy counsels. Let now the astrologers, the stargazers, the monthly prognosticators stand up and save thee from these things that shall come upon thee. The Bible is an astrology book. It's telling you when Mama comes home, when pure love comes to cleanse us so that we can feel less of this human experience and more of a spiritual one. So for those people that don't think the Bible's an astrology book, why would that statement be there? Leonardo da Vinci holds a crystal ball which clearly has 3 stars on it, and he's pointing up to the stars. His image that he painted is called Salvator Mundi, which means savior of your world, which is you. Your crystal ball is in the stars. Your crystal ball, all of your actions are in your chart. Everything. To have this experience, there's got to be a way out to get back to pure love, and it is. So it's not random, it's not chaos, it's divine timing where we're going to go back to pure love, one love. So it's happening in the stars. So I'm following the astrology of the stars, the study of the stars, and it's all on the Egyptian walls. The Bible is from the Egyptian walls.
Well, do you think
so that's what we do in Isis in the Bible.
We know that the Egyptians moved into those pyramids. They didn't build them. So they might have moved into all the astrology. It might have already been there. Do you think that or not?
Okay, but see, but the thing is that I don't use the word Egyptians as a label so much, because the word Gypt means breadcrumbs were our foremothers and forefathers, where they leave these breadcrumbs. Breadcrumbs
also
are left.
Turns into gypsy.
So Egyptians, so let's forget about who goes in or who goes out. We left those messages on the walls for us to remember when we come out of a 2,000-year Alzheimer's. A spiritual Alzheimer's. We've been in a spiritual Alzheimer's for 2,000 years. And it's written on the Egyptian walls, left by us so we can remember that we're going through this 2,000 years of the least amount of love and the most amount of free will, which brings what? For 2,000 years, we've been accumulating karma. We've been accumulating karma. And it's over now.
Right. As we're just watching this, so that because obviously people are looking at the video, the bit for the 9th of October, the 4th, no, week 9, October the 4th, 2023, did I do that? What was that about exactly? Because we can see the video, but you're not obviously talking.
So if you set your settings properly, as per the Egyptian walls, that's the Lahiri geocentric, 12 equal houses, 12 equal zodiac signs, you will see the stations of the cross, the zodiac cusps. So we went back to look at all the pandemics, and the pandemics happen when many of the major luminaries are on a cusp. Cusp means circle of fifths. Remember the circle of 60?
Right.
The universal key. When they're on a cusp, that's a station of the cross. The energies are amplified. So we said, watch out for these dates. Back in May, we said, watch out for October the 4th. And October the 4th, we had a major catastrophe, a disaster. A disaster happened in India that wiped out several towns because a glacial lake let go, because that's energy. So we in May said for October 4th as one of the dates because there's major energies coming on a cusp. So did I do that? Meaning, who did it? Well, it's love, it's energy, it's karma. The more loving we are, the less the energies will create those disasters. The word disaster means astrological influence. Aster comes from the
But there
word
is
star.
a bit, you know, like where you get your, what do you get? Tornadoes, don't you? So the Indians didn't live in the tornado land, but they've stuck a lot of Americans in the tornado land. So they're going to get problems at times, aren't they? Because tornadoes will come over and rip everything up. Well, unless they're just HAARP. But you know what I mean? If the Indians didn't live
But you
there...
can prevent tornadoes. You can prevent tornadoes. If everybody was loving, the tornado wouldn't have showed up.
See, in my fairy deck, there's one, and he's basically, he's because you turned him ugly. The more nice thoughts you have, the more better looking he becomes.
Right, exactly that. Exactly that.
Same
So awesome.
to your child as you the mother, isn't it?
Yeah, but then Mickey's full of loveliness most of the time, aren't you? You're quite a lovely person.
Yeah.
He hasn't had a nice time.
But we couldn't hear what he said. We couldn't hear what he said. His voice is too
Get
low.
nearer here. I know. See,
Yeah.
he can't hear you. We can never hear you on the microphone. Come forward and say it again, my darling.
Say what?
What you just said. Oh, you can't remember now.
Oh.
I just said that you're a sweet person most of the time, that you like to live your life like that.
Yeah. It just feels natural.
You don't like feeling...
Absolutely, and it should, because that's where we're from.
You know, it's, you were saying about the birds earlier. I've got crows that feed out of my hand. Because
Nice.
What's their names?
I feel like I'm Mickey Doodle.
What's their names?
George and Mildred.
They're George and Mildred, and they brought their
George and
babies
Mildred,
back.
nice.
Yeah. So people are amazing.
That's a powerful sign, brother.
Yeah,
That's a
because
powerful
people
sign to
walk
have crows
by
around
and
you.
see me feeding the crow where he's outside my house, above my tree every day, so he knows who I am. He has no fear. We're like as one, and people are like amazed. That I'm like feeding a blackbird, like a big crow. And like to me,
He's got black cats. Those things are black in Mickey's house.
and they don't attack the crows. They're just all friends. I've got like love and nature all around me. But some people just are blind to it, to where I live in it. And I glorify with it.
Cats move into his house.
So it's like my mother. She'd never turn away a stray dog from the door. Because we were religious too. So we kept that love is very important.
If a dog shows up to your door, it'll be in your chart for a reason. It's not random.
Exactly.
It's not accidental.
That's how we see it in our family. In the same way, they don't just turn up for
Awesome.
nothing. They're things in your life that they're telling you something. But in
Also,
some way,
you're helping those animals by
in
feeding
some way,
them.
we had the power to understand all. Like we had domain over all animals. Yeah.
And you can look at it two ways, Karen.
Be kind.
You're helping the animal, but the animal's there to help you. He's anima. See, the dog is Pluto. Pluto is a dog in Disney, right?
Yeah.
The dog is a palindrome for God. God, dog, same
Yeah,
word.
backwards, isn't it?
When
What?
there
Floss is
a
my god.
pandemic,
Floss is my god.
right?
Well, she'll make.
Right.
She'll
When-
break the
Can I
heart.
just listen,
When there's a
Claudio?
pandemic,
Before you get going, just hold that. I'm going to change the video because we're at the end. Hang on.
all right. So dog and God, they're palindromes, right? Pluto is the dog. That's Osiris. That's Anubis, the dog-headed one, the jackal on the Egyptian walls. That's the one who holds your hand. That's your higher self. That's Pluto in the sky. So Pluto is God the Father. Eris or Isis, Madonna, that's the mother of God. Pluto goes around the zodiac every 225 years. Eris goes around every 558 years. She trumps Pluto. So, hang on a second. Sorry, I'm being...
Also, we're on the 10th of October.
When you go back...
The video.
Yeah, so anyway, what I tried to get to is that when Pluto is on a cusp, because if you've got the right settings, you're going to see that there are pandemics. So Pluto causes acts of God. So people are saying that's an act of God because it was Pluto doing it. That's why the dog is the God and the God is Pluto.
Okay, makes sense.
The mother of God, the one that trumps Pluto, see, that's where the Bible clearly tells us that Lord is the feminine. That's Mary, not an idol. It's not a real flesh and bone. It's just love. It's pure love. The word Lord, when you go back and look at Sanskrit and Prakrit, comes from Isha. And Isha means ruling goddess, which is Isis, which is Mary, which is Eris, which is the queen without a king, which is the woman who's never ever been born, the mother of God. So there's 7,222 times the word Lord in the Bible, which people think is masculine, is incorrect. It means divine feminine, pure love. So God, when you say God, that's Pluto. The mother of God is Eris. Not going through this cleanse because of a virus. It's a process called virus, which is the snake spitting its poison, which is us cleansing our muddy waters. Just like Dr. Emoto shows you that the muddy waters come from us saying non-loving things to water. And when you say beautiful things to water, it crystallizes. It's crystal clear. So if you can crystal clear see what I'm saying, pick up what I'm laying down, you'll know that your muddy waters can only be purified with love. And we got no choice because now Mama is home. And pan means the all. So pandemic means the all. The word flu, virus,
But no, but we
influenza.
didn't want them giving it to us, though, did we? We didn't want the government doing it to us.
But let's forget
And they're
about
trying
them
to
because it's
turn
all
it into
about us.
something else anyway, aren't they?
Who cares? I really don't care because you know why, sister? Because it's about how we're going to manage that with love. Because influenza, the etymology of the word influenza says influence from the stars. Everybody's cleansed. When you're cleansing for your body, I find it in the charts. It's just a wave. Like Pink Floyd says, there is no pain, you're just receding. It's just cleansing. Things
Just
are
to
leaving
say,
you.
we're on week 10 now on the video, the 11th of October. So you're saying ISIS in the Bible, replay summer week. So what's this one about exactly? Because obviously the people are watching the video.
You're watching which one? Summer week number 10?
Yeah.
Let me go look. I don't remember. Oh, it's talking about the gateways.
Yeah.
Where is this gateway? It's in your head. It's the knowledge, the wisdom to find refuge in love. There's the gateway. The gateway is pure love. The black is pure love. The middle of a magnet is black, where no light can go through, no noise can go through. It's like in the video we talk about squeezing a camera through the eye of the needle. When we get squeezed through the eye of the needle, only love can go through. The rest is noise and brings us the pain from trying to squeeze every atom.
Yeah, so how do you get a camel through an eye of a needle?
Right. Make it pure love. does not a 5, Ken Wheeler says this all the time, a 5-watt light bulb is a incoherent light. It just spreads out everywhere, right? 5 watts you can barely read from. But a 5-watt laser will burn a hole in you. 5 watts is 5 watts. Why? Well, one's focused to the point in the middle. Focused to a point. The closer we get to that point in the middle, the more pure you are. So the laser is more pure. So light becomes more pure. Right? When you shine a white light on blue wall, you'll see blue. If you put a red laser on a blue wall, you'll see red. It doesn't show blue because it's pure. It doesn't allow anything to make its waters muddy.
And also, Claudio, light only happens when it hits something. You don't see light until it hits it.
Right. Ken talks about that very well. You can't see light, you can only see illumination, and that's what we are. We're just illumination of a light that you can't see. And that comes from the stars. Every one of those little stars in the sky, the wandering stars, which we call planets and asteroids, and the fixed stars, are what animates you.
I mean, when you think
based
about
on
it
your
right
past
now,
actions.
it's starting to get dark outside, but we have this thing called light. That is amazing in itself because it's always about the same level and you can always see clearly.
Right, but don't forget there's infinite light too, which is the black.
But then this is what I kind of believed about light though. There's, up there when you're looking from a high altitude balloon looking down, it doesn't matter whether you're water or land or any of it, even the clouds do it. The light illuminates off that, bounces up, and that is our light that we see because that sun is so bright. Or the light is
right,
so
so the
bright.
sun is the material. Right, so the sun is the material you, and all of our senses go off the material. The black light, the black one, like the moon shows us.
Do you believe that everybody sees their own sun, Claudio? Because me and Mickey did a little video once when we were driving a few weeks ago. We could see that the sun had sort of gone into these clouds to the left of us. Well, if that had done that there, how could someone 50 miles away see that sun? But they do. But our sun was in the clouds. So we all have to see our own sun somehow because, like a moon, one day I went to work. When I came out, it wasn't there at all. And I drove about 7 miles to Thatcham and then I have to go over the brow of a hill and down. And as I went over, I saw the moon in the valley below. So now I'm actually almost higher than the moon. And then it was going on its track off. But I was thinking if I had to drive 7 miles to see it, well, those people did. How did everybody else see the moon? So it must be more it's sort of made for you individually somehow.
Absolutely.
But that is a bit weird.
It's
I agree with Mickey, and we probably see. Do we see the same thing? It's in the same place. Well, you don't say, no, the sun's over there, and I go, no, the sun's over there.
Yeah, I know
it's always in the same place.
Yeah.
Right,
I always think that thing's weird that in the winter it might go over my house hours because of that light, but in the summer it could take 13 hours going over my head. But you know what? I could have driven a different way home and then not seen that moon was in the valley down there. Do you see what I mean? It's just because I came across it, if you know what I mean. But I think that's really strange. What does that mean then, if we all see our own sun?
Well, it's the same sun, but the message that the sun sends to you is differently. I'll use an example. In one of our videos, we show you that 3 different people that get struck by lightning. We're showing you that in the chart they get struck by lightning. Okay, so 2 people could be walking down the street. One person gets struck by lightning. Is that good luck, bad luck? No, it's not. That person has their own transmitter receiver to receive their karma, good or not good. So it's very clearly evident in the chart that when people get struck by lightning, it's theirs to have. Right? They're wake-up calls. So even though we see the same sun, the message that it sends to you will be received by you based on your past actions of your previous lives.
I'm really glad that my karma was to meet Mickey.
Beautiful.
That one I'm really happy about.
Awesome. You guys are very fortunate. Yes.
Yeah. Well, something was right then on that karma.
Yeah. Both sensed it.
Well, you know
It's
what?
really
As we
strange
keep
as well,
working step
Claudio,
by
'cause-
step, inch by inch.
Claudio, we shouldn't have even have met, really. Mickey was one of my subs. And he just messaged me, and I must have said one day, well, I'm on Facebook, Karen Pettit, and then he started writing to me, and then he sent a picture of himself, and then we...
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
You know, we work on our love step by step, inch by inch. So every day we work on that, our life gets better, and we're creating the karma, good karma for our next life.
Oh, yeah, just on the video, you're doing 609 is God.
See it? The 609 is G-O-D, is the yin yang, is both sides of a field, both sides of a right-handed and a left-handed screw, right? Same thing.
Hmm.
Yeah, I can't see the video, so.
Well, we're about...
I remember.
What is that? Weighing of the heart. We've got to in the sky, and you've got lots of sort of... You've got Throth, Amit, Amabus. There's more of them. Series. You've put those up, and started in January the 12th, 2020. So that's what you're saying about the cleansing, isn't it?
Right, so the weighing of the heart ceremony, also on the Egyptian walls, happened on January 12th, 2020. So in other words, we started being measured, every one of us on earth, start being measured on our heart. And like you said, we've been working on our individual love, weighing our heart as light as a feather, hence why you now meet somebody beautiful like Mickey, right? So the more and more we work on that, the more and more our way gets paved. I'm watching people who are doing this, and everything's working out for them. Everything is just working out for them. It's beautiful.
I have a few little issues going on, like my knee and so forth, but I'm very happy on my personal life.
It's in your chart, sister.
Oh,
The
thank
knees,
goodness for
the
that.
knees mean, the knees are Capricorn. Capricorn is one foot in the land. In other words, keeping 1 foot in spirit, 1 foot in the material. If it's out of balance, the knees go.
So that was it. Was an injury I did. I fell at work, and I fell on my legs. I actually thought I was going to break my kneecaps as it was happening, but it bruises
Right, so-
all down my legs, around my ankles, up my legs, above my knees. And then what it was is I
Right,
carried
so
on
if you
working,
gave me the date and time that you fell, I'll show it to you in your chart, and it's going to be related to
great, because
Capricorn.
it could go on for a bit longer, but my Achilles heels played up. I kept working. They hurt. And then this one day when I said to Mickey, my legs don't hurt at all, 3 days later or something, and then this knee gave out. But it's probably because I've walked differently because of this Achilles heel. Because when I walk, so my left knee hurts, right Achilles, left knee, right Achilles. But it doesn't hurt my right Achilles, but I can feel kind of like a pressure pain going on when I'm walking with my left knee. Crazy. So I think I must have put my body out a bit when I was limping. Great.
Right, so
and also we're getting
what
older.
you-
We don't heal the same as we're older. Everything takes so much longer to heal. You know, when a kid, they kind of bounce off the road or whatever, and after about an hour they go, I'm all right. Now you have to go, like, you almost need a hospital, a doctor, a cast, 6 months off. When you get older, it's different.
Yep.
But yeah, I'll listen to that.
let me ask you
I'll
this
listen
question.
to that bit again about what you said about being off balance. It is off. I am off balance now, aren't I?
No. I'm talking about Capricorn. It's not a balance as far as Libra. It's ensuring that when we meet with people, sometimes people aren't having any feet in the spiritual waters. They're both real land. It's fine. But sometimes it's telling us that when we have knee problems, it means that we're either got both feet in the water or both feet on the land when we're not supposed to be. It's guidance. The word injury, break that word apart. You're in jury. You're under judge and jury. You're being guided.
Thanks, karma.
It's a sign. It's a guidance sign. You're injured. In jury. You get it? The judge and jury?
Yeah.
It's karmic. It's karma. It's in your chart.
I was going to say that.
Thing is though, Claudio, for 3 months I worked in pain every day doing these really heavy loads, like a man's load work. And I kept saying, it hurts. And then when I finished, of course, you don't quite seize up, but you know, you sit down and you're like, oh my God. But then but the knee, it's different in your knee. Your ankles hurt. It's different when your knee hurts. It's worse. Anyway, I'm working my way through it somehow. I like a hot water bottle on it.
Just look at your knee and give it gratitude for the sign. See, the mind will hold lies all day long, but the body always speaks truth. I got to remember who said that phrase because it's beautiful.
Yeah, but I'm not working now. It puts another stress on money now. Do you see what I mean?
But if you look at your knee and give it gratitude for the sign that there's something that's trying to tell you that needs attention.
Yeah, I can't do that kind of work, really. I don't really know. Anyway, can we not do it on the Hangout, please? Because it's my personal life here, Claudio, but I am listening. I know what you mean. I have actually applied for a few other jobs, to be honest.
Beautiful. You'll be guided to... Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Let's hope.
Your knee will start healing.
And also, you know, it's a bit different. I've been like self-employed most of my life and made my little schemes myself. You know, my ironing service, whatever it was. And now I work for this hotel, and it's different when you've got, you know, I've got bosses. I don't want to be the boss there, but I'm just saying it's different when other people are always telling you what to do. I never lived a life like that, but loads of the girls want to leave there. They can't handle the sheer weight of the work. Oh, well, hang on a second. Advert. Got rid of the advert, the silly old advert. Yeah, and also it's slowed me down rather a lot, Claudia. Part of me feels quite old now, but it has slowed me down a bit. I never really thought about how much I did. I was always running around doing things.
Right.
They've called it wear and tear. They know I've fallen over. I mean, it feels like...
we're going to talk about it later.
Oh, yeah, so...
I can't say anything
let's
because you
talk
want to
about it later. Silly me.
It's okay.
Mickey, have you got a question?
No.
Have you got a question to ask Claudio?
No.
You got anything to say to that?
No.
Mickey feels inferior to you.
No.
I know nothing.
On my videos, God, he goes mad on my videos sometimes. But as personalities wise, he knows that you've got a lot of information, and he thinks, well, what can I add to
I'm
that?
a listener. Yeah. Absorb information.
Everybody holds a piece of the puzzle. Everyone. And anyone that thinks they know it all, it's not good because that's ego.
Exactly.
I learn from everybody, so I'm just a collector of keys. I'm a key collector, nothing more than that.
What, millionaires don't use astrology, billionaires
I'm
do.
not a teacher.
Yep.
I'm not a preacher on a street corner. That's what God said, don't do. Don't preach me on a corner. I'm not
I can't hear you, Mickey.
Oh, hang on a second.
Sorry, it's like God said, don't preach on a corner off me. Because I'm not there. He's not on a street corner. He's in every man. Behind himself. Individually. And that's how you learn.
100%.
But Mickey's passed me things. You know what? YouTube demonetized me after I put this video out saying basically that Freddie Mercury was not at Live Aid singing, because the video showed that when he was singing and he looked out to the crowd, you could see it was all fake.
It was a bit like Hitler, the Hitler one,
And it was like, because, obviously we know now that when they go for these things, they only want your money. It's not about the causes. The causes come second. It's about their big commission. And then, like when you watch occasionally they tell you that a third of the money you give will go to the charity, because 2/3 is caught up in all the bureaucracy and the people who put the ad out. They get a cut. Oh, and at the end of you putting your pound in, 35p goes to what you think it's going to. Should be £1 or 75p. Because really, everybody that makes those ads, whether it's Lifeboat or whatever, they're all doing it to make money, not just for the charity, for themselves.
I don't even follow any of those things anymore.
I mean, supposedly this is a story that Bono did it. He kept the money and he got taken to court. And like he's already a millionaire and in the Roman army, isn't he? That's why they get Academy Awards and things, and all those music awards. It's all to how they've done for the Roman Empire.
Parasiting, really.
Yeah, so he's already got lots of money, and then he kept a lot of the money that should have gone to charity, and he got done for it. And you think, if only people knew the truth. They're not singers and that. They're all actors. Even if they're singers, they're actors. Because most of them can't sing anyway. I just think it's put us in. It's just all composite.
Right, so
nobody's real. Like, for instance, we saw that Jodie Foster looked just like Michael J. Fox. And Michael J. Fox and the rest. And what's the other one? The Owen bloke. Who was in the Fuckers film. Keith Owen? Is it Keith? Whatever it is. There's another one. And you're like, wow. And then everybody looks like everyone else. I mean, Johnny Depp's got loads of them. You know, Matt Damon and Brad Pitt. You put their pictures on the top and they become almost identical. And but each one has a totally different character. You know, one will be 6 foot, one will be 5'6" or whatever. And then Michael Fox looks like Jodie Foster. That's sort of upset me a bit, really. And then the one about, I told you, it's James May, looks just like Jeremy Clarkson. Like, they're nothing alike. These pictures show they look almost identical. And I think that he plays Trump.
Perfect.
Trump, like, what are they trying to do to everybody with all these lies?
Who cares, Karen?
Everybody thinks they're real, and all you're watching is an actor. It's all just an act.
Yeah,
So,
I don't watch it because my world is without any of that.
Yeah,
So
I only do it for my videos. My world doesn't have it in. Me and Mickey are doing that kind of stuff, but when I see it, even if I've seen it, say we watch a couple of programs on the telly, once I see it, I've got to make a video about it. And I don't think people realise what they're looking at.
Yeah, change that one.
That's why I do it. I'm a warning.
Yeah.
And that's why YouTube don't like me.
You expose it.
Do you know what they say on my channel? Do you know what it says? It says I'm harmful to the people. That's why they demonetised me. I am harmful to the people. Where what they don't realise is 95% of what I'm copying is stuff that they're showing us on their channel, on YouTube's channel. Yep. I'm getting it off of there and just replaying it back to you in a different light. I've just worked. That's what I think. But that's what I see. And I'm harmful to the people. It's the other way round. But anyway, they're going for that channel every day. They've got to delete videos, take the subs off. You get 3 subs and then 2 disappear. And you basically, for the last 6 months, my sub account has not gone up. No. That's shadow banning.
It's like in real time.
So I know what they're trying to do to me. I mean, they might not do it on every video, but this is how they feel about me. I'm harmful to the people. That's where that's what they think about people like you and me. You will be harmful to the people. They don't like people like us very much.
That's why I don't have the they in my vocabulary anymore, because it's about us and our world and the people that we share it with. So I only want to talk about and look at things.
Some hearts just turned up on the screen when you said that. ISIS in the Bible gang. And they've all got hearts on them, Claudio.
Yeah. That's us standing together, holding hands, creating our world without a they. We just, that's noise. I don't look at noise anymore, sister. I used to, but I don't look at noise anymore. We've been down the rabbit hole.
Yeah, I just want to say, I'm not against anybody who's monetised, but I just asked Claudio if he was monetised, because that's the 4th ad that's come up on this video, and he says he isn't.
I am not monetized. Nope.
Wow.
Because there's no reason to be. For me.
No.
I know what you mean, though. You know, when you know, because in the end I thought, sod it, everybody else is monetising. Why shouldn't I? You know, because I do work very hard on my channel and my videos. It takes me hours sometimes to do a video, but in reality, I suppose truth is free. It's in free. it's not about money, is it? So I sort of think the same thing sometimes.
Yeah.
Because when you give truth, it should be free. It doesn't come with a tag on it, does it, or an ad?
The untruths have many people following it because it doesn't resolve. So if it doesn't resolve, they keep going back. Whereas the truth, somebody should be coming, finding the truth and leaving. You don't want them to hang, they don't have to hang around. Shouldn't be the intent. The intent is to become one again with everyone. Everyone, no matter who they are, they're our brothers and sisters, right?
But you're right, they have made quite a lot of society narcissistical. We're probably all a slight narcissists. I don't know if you can ever get away from having maybe 2%, 5%, but they're like 99%. And once they're like that, completely turn, it was almost like the living dead, because you can never change their lives for them, because I've got a plane now. The only ones that can do it, there's a nice moon there, Mickey, look. It's right there. The only ones that can change it is them, and they don't want to change.
We have no choice, though. We're in a point where the stars, those little laser beams called stars, that are tuned into their natal charts, they have no choice but to cleanse to love. So you got to understand that is 100% a reality.
So what happens if you're blind to all this? Because obviously, I'm not. We're all awake people.
You'll get signs.
So if we're awake,
everybody starts getting signs, and if you don't, you leave the visible and you come back and try again.
Okay, but listen, we're all awake. You, me, Mickey. The rest who watch these videos are pretty awake people. What happens if you're not? Realise this is going on, the cleansing and everything. What happens to those people? Do they get it? Do they get what's going on? Do they get the cleanse? Are they cleansed, or do they just keep going on and on until they're cleansed? What happens to them then?
Everybody comes to the realization that their spirit's having a human experience. If their not good karma is clean and they don't have any not good karma, why would they go down the rabbit hole? They're just going to come out into the beauty. The beauty's just going to show up. They don't have to see the rabbit hole. See, we have this, I used to, I don't anymore. I had this want to show everybody and take them down the rabbit hole. Not everybody needs to go down the rabbit hole to see that truth. The only truth they need to see is that we're a pawn squashing the ego, squashing the deception. It's going to happen on its own. 100% happen on its own.
You're showing a garden now. The whisper to the warrior, you can't handle the storm. On your video.
Yeah, I can't recall that.
It says, the warrior whispers back, I am the storm.
Oh, right. That's from a young lady on her YouTube channel. She's just doing a story about some popular quotes. It's really brilliant. You are the storm. That's what you're saying, right? You are the all. You are the infinite. You are the goddess of your own world. And every thought, image, action you do plays your life. So you are a goddess. Mickey is a god. We both are. We're all transgender. We have both the yin and the yang. We have the masculine and the feminine. Every single one of us. But there's, again, more labels. We are one. We are human. We're both masculine and feminine. So the whole thing is, we got to understand that you are the storm and you are the calm. But what makes the storm is the noise that we allow in our body. It's the noise that we allow in our mind. It's the noise that we share. We're making waves. We're making waves that get illuminated by the light. So if they're not good waves, then we're going to get stuck.
Yeah,
so
the way I saw it when I was younger was that you have to admit, so I'm a woman, but you have a little man in you, and you're a man, and you have a little woman in you. And when you recognise it, because obviously I had to look after my family, single parent, so I became the man and I was the woman being the man as well. You have to face these parts of yourself, and once you do, it makes you stronger, because we've all got those parts in us. It's refusing that you've got a little bit of female in you or a little bit of male in you, that's the
right.
that's
And
where the problem.
the next level is that we are all, every atom of us has pure love in the center of that atom, and every atom around you that holds the memories of your waters. So when you come to that real, and it's just the muddy waters that's of our past actions that stop it from coming out. And the process of cleaning that now is not fun. But that's because you can't get away with anything. No one. Everyone on this earth can't get away with anyone. People they have been delivering mass karma. They have to stop now.
Cool,
we have to give them gratitude.
The clouds in her video, they're pretty damn dark on one side of the house. That storm was a big storm.
Mm-hmm.
She says, instead, you relax and float.
Exactly. You can give gratitude to the storm for guiding you, or you can resist it and start bouncing off the side of the love boat instead of just jumping in.
Yeah, it made the video jump then. It's going on to something else. Hang on, I've got to stop a minute. That's the 5th advert on your video. It says, never pretend to love. Which
I had no idea. When I watch them, when I re-watch them once in a while, just to see what I said, because I talk to I need my own guidance too, right? When I need all that, I don't see any ads, so it must be different for everybody. But I'm going to ask people. I'm going to ask that question because, yeah, YouTube all of a sudden sent me a letter. We know you're not monetized, but we're still putting ads on every one of your videos. Oh, that's nice. But see, I do use music from different people. So if I'm using their music, then they have the right to use my videos and put ads on it, so that they can give the rights to, and the pays per click or whatever per spin to the music artist.
I'm not allowed ads at the moment because I'm too harmful to the people.
Well,
do you know what? I'm just a little body that sits in a little room, which is like a prison, because I'm sure a prisoner gets a room about this size. Mm-hmm. And I sit in here for hours, even with Mickey, and I'm just a little person in Thatcham, on top of the Wessex Downs, and they do that to me. Treat me like I'm almost like I'm some terrorist. And you know what? On my videos, because I made a video about that, you don't see any of my videos restricted. They only sometimes have the copyright on it, and if I can change it, I will. But sometimes they wait for a video that is out for 3 or 4 years, and then they copyright it. But I know that they have done that to shut me up. Because when you restrict a video, it changes where it goes in their system. So anything that's got a copyright or a restriction on it goes to the very bottom, and I like the shadow bands, it just goes down there. No one ever sees it. So that's why they do it. And they always seem to do it when I'm saying something. So I might have the same song for 20 minutes, but for 3 minutes it's copyrighted.
Try this. Try to make a video which talks nothing but love.
Well, there are.
See if they do the same thing to you.
They don't ever go for the channel it comes from. Only me.
I bet you any money if you make.
I actually feel quite abused by YouTube because it's every day of my life. I've got to sort of problems. They don't like that. Or, oh, Mickey, I said I've got to like whatever it is 90. Oh, but the next day a sub goes. And the next day a sub goes. And I just don't believe it's happening like that. That's the shadow banning. And there's nothing I can do because they told me I have to change my videos. I have to change my videos and what I'm doing.
I changed all my videos to that of love, sister. And
okay, then I will remember that. Okay, that is really good because I sit there sometimes thinking, will they delete me if I put this out? But I can't help it. I've got to try. Because, obviously they do like cutting us out. They don't want people telling the truth on YouTube. They want the Roman way. And that's it. There's just one agenda. YouTube shouldn't have an agenda like they've got. Their agenda, they've got an agenda. Because the same people own them that own the news, that own Google, and Google owns them, and oh my God, it's ridiculous. So it has the same agenda.
But you know what? At the end of the day, Facebook, YouTube, and Google, they're restricting it for their own reasons, but they don't realize that they're doing it for the greater good, because nothing but loving images will be left. Spirits controlling them. Everybody's getting controlled, sister. So when you can stand back and see, although it feels like it's against you directly, don't think of it that way.
Why
It's
would
about
they
greater
bother
good.
to shut out? So say there is a section of us, and some of us are going to be, the flatties. But why want to shut us out with just an opinion? What does it matter if people know that? It's up to them if they sub to the channel or not. They just want to cut you out. You can mention it occasionally, but if you go on about certain things, they will start deleting your videos and restricting them. And that's why I jump around a bit in my videos, because...
So why don't you take that as spiritual guidance then?
Because the only one it happens on is YouTube. It doesn't happen on any of the other channels. I have a bit of a family here, and in a way, it is the best platform. Even though I like BitChute, but
maybe your family wants to hear more loving things now.
1 second, let's change the video, and I'll answer that. Anyway, what was the question again? Sorry, I've forgotten now.
I said maybe your family wants to hear nothing but love now.
Oh no, not the family. I mean, I was talking about YouTube. I'm
talking about your YouTube family. Yes, all of us are family.
Yeah, the things they do, they're just trying to kill me slowly. That's what they're doing. And even though I didn't get a strike or anything, they've treated me like I've got one. Really, they have, with the monetization thing. It's like warning me. Warning.
Why don't you ask your YouTube family what they'd like to see?
I did. They don't think that I'm harming anybody.
No, I didn't mean that. Would they prefer rabbit hole or love?
Yeah. Well, we're doing it now, Claudio.
I know you are.
Claudio.
I know we are, yes.
The last video, ISIS in the Bible, replay, fall, week 10. Oh, that one's the 1st of October to the 18th of October. Because we're kind of past that now, aren't we? Because we're the 26th. So these things that you're trying to talk about here, they all happened, yeah?
Which one are you looking at now?
I'm looking at the last one. It's a shorter one. It's the second video in. Replay. Fall week. 1st of October to the 18th, 2023.
Oh, okay, week 1, October 18th.
So what you were putting out in your videos, it happened then, yeah?
Yeah, it's named mea culpa. In other words, it's my fault. The fault is mine. In other words, everything that you experience is because of you, not because of anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
That's what that video is about. Because
responsibility for yourself, isn't it? Then.
Well, yeah, because I mean everything's in your chart. Like your fall and hitting your knees is in your chart. Why did it happen?
Because a lot of people say, "Oh, it's nothing to do with me. It's not my fault." No one wants to take you have arguments. No one wants to say, "God, I felt that you did this, but I realised that I did that." They don't want to do that. It's all your fault. Don't want to take responsibility for yourself. That's where I think it's been put into us, to be honest, to try and change who we are as people. But there are people like you and other people who want to remind us of where we should be in our minds.
Exactly.
Claudio.
And the stars are reminding us it's not me.
So you haven't put any up. This is like basically one of your last videos now.
Yeah, we just had a meeting yesterday, so I'll be posting that either later today or tomorrow.
Yeah, you've got a little chart.
It's a very brief one, but it's all about being immortal, because we are immortal.
Oh, sorry. The dog keeps scratching herself. If you hear a little bell going, it's gone a few times, but that's Floss.
I didn't hear it.
I think it might come out on the video though, because it's
So the God is giving us a sign.
She's had a few fleas lately. That's what it is. So Mickey bathed her early one, and she probably needs another one, and we probably need to deflea her again. Once they get irritated skin dogs, they don't like it, so they scratch even more, even if they haven't got fleas. Anyway, she's all right for a moment now. And anyway, you're right, because Floss thinks that I think she thinks she's almost a human, because sometimes I wake up and she's lying next to me like a human with her head on the pillow, like as if Mickey should be, like how Mickey lies there. The dog is lying there like that. But she's very into herself, is Floss. And really, I think that I'm her slave, to be honest. You know, you feed her, whatever it is, walk her, love her, pick up her poos. I think she's got it quite good, to be honest. I'm just her slave. Yeah, but she's really into herself, and she's a bit alpha. But she loves my boyfriend.
That's a beautiful thing.
Yeah. Like, when we're sitting there, it's almost like she sits there in between us, and then I'm looking at her, and she's looking at me as if to say, so, I got here first. She's really like that. That's what it looks like. She leans over, and she's got her paw on him, like, with her arm on him. And it's like she's saying, he's mine. Sort of, yeah, and I got here.
She's the boss. Floss.
Yeah, and then we have to kick her down the bed, because you haven't, Floss.
She gets the big end.
Yeah. Anyway, you said that you had to go?
Yep.
So what do you want to say as the closing statement there, Claudio?
We are who we are because of our actions in the past. And it's really simple. Everything is guidance. If it doesn't feel good, it's because of you. If it feels good, it's because of you. That's mea culpa, culpa mia. So just know that, and you're looking at one of our videos, we show the 5-step process of forgiveness. When you know that your karma is because of you, that ownership is what starts the cleansing process. But if you're having not good days because you did that to somebody in the past and it's coming back to bite you, it's a perfect system that doesn't let anybody get away with anything. So that realization, then forgiving yourself, forgiving them for delivering it, because their act of delivering it makes it keep coming back. That's the Hatfields and the McCoys across lives. So forgive yourself, forgive others. Great gratitude for the guidance, because they're guiding you. They're showing you that you can't go this way, you can't act this way.
Very true.
And then repaint the way it should have been with a beautiful image. Hold that new image on how you want your world to be, and then repeat that process. And then you know it's working, because it won't happen to you no more. It'll happen to somebody else, but in your vision. So it's still yours to see as a reminder. And then you can just visualize them going through the same process, and that they're hugging instead of doing the opposite. So that's the process. That's how you release. We're on the age of Aquarius. Aquarius is the forgiveness of sins. That's John the Baptist. Sin is the same word as sine wave. Karmic waves, our actions. So we're being freed from it, but it's not going to be peaceful if you don't use your heart. If you use this process knowing that it's because of you, then it resolves, then it releases. It's important that you share only beautiful images, beautiful actions, beautiful words. Start working on your waters, cleansing your waters. Just remember Dr. Emoto, he shows us very well that the memories stay in the waters, and I love you all.
Well, thanks so much for that, Claudio. Very much appreciated for that statement.
Lovely.
And obviously, I'm going to call this hangout Claudio. I might put your surname in. Are you to me? Because that's what it is, isn't it, Claudio?
Thank you so much.
Oh no,
miss you guys. Love you guys.
Yeah, we'll
Mickey's
say
an
goodbye.
Mickey's an awesome brother. I can't wait to hug you both.
That's very
Aww.
sweet. Very sweet. Can't wait to.
We'll say goodbye off air, but we'll say goodbye on air now. So thank you very much, Claudio.
Thank you, Claudio.
And don't forget
Thank
to go
you.
over to Claudio's channel. So we'll just put that to
Give him
smooth
some
this.
love.
There's Claudio's channel. That's his name there.
Yeah.
But I'll put his link obviously in the video. Thank you, Mickey.
Thank you, Karen.
And
Thank
thank
you,
you,
Claudio.
Chatram.
Thank you all.
Thank you very much.